the headline says it all. As many Pakistanis learn more about the overnight attack on Sunday at the Navy's headquarters in Karachi, many are shocked not only at the sheer audacity of the assault, but also the time it took security forces to regain control of the heavily protected base from a handful of Taliban fighters, bringing to the forefront widespread concerns about national security after the killing of Osama bin Laden by U.S. forces earlier this month.
First it was the Abbottabad episode, and now this happened at the Mehran base. I cannot see how people are going to feel safe after all this.
And while the area surrounding the Karachi headquarters of Pakistan's largest naval base is now calm, there's a general sense of unease about what took place here right across the country. After the death of bin Laden, the Pakistani Taliban vowed to avenge the al-Qaeda leader's death. With such a high security threat level in the country and direct calls for attacks on the military by the Taliban, many are asking how 6 of the group's fighters were able to penetrate deep inside the naval facility and launch an assault in which 10 security personnel were killed, 15 others wounded, and 2 military aircrafts, worth tens of millions of dollars each, destroyed. It's been revealed the Pakistani Taliban fighters used ladders to scale the walls of the heavily guarded base. And while 4 of the fighters were killed in the attack, it's heaped further humiliation on the Pakistani military, still stunned by the killing of Osama bin Laden on its territory. It's also raised further questions over Pakistan's ability to combat against extremists and maintain security.
This act basically brought shame and worldwide across-the-board condemnation for the people who were part of this operation. And if the ISI itself was part of it, then obviously it's a grave matter for consideration for the entire Pakistan nation. And I think then the country should be ready for any punitive measures that the international community would suggest.
Pakistan's Interior Minister has refused to admit that the attack on the Mehran naval base was a serious breach of national security and implied the failure to protect the base was on the part of the Navy and Air Force's intelligence. Whatever the case, it's unlikely to reassure those worried about the country's deteriorating security. Imtiaz Tyab, Al Jazeera, Islamabad.